My name is Askiga Nanamoata. Eugene Arcan is my Christian name. Niga nask mawatawi na mo te pe tautai huak. Kabisita skoya gogo ge Wicihitowin kapaita chik. Yung wapo ego taga pe taksin tatamskat now. A little over a year ago, this very respected elder, very respected fellow residential school survivor, very respected leader in our community, passed into the spirit world. Walter Emery Linklater, or Wally L, as I knew him. He was a strong and powerful advocate for reconciliation. He was not only a mentor to many of us, fellow residential school survivors. Most importantly, he was a husband, a father, a grandfather, and a great-grandfather. And Walter Emery Linklater practiced truth. He shared his teachings, he shared his life, he shared his learnings and his truthfulness. No matter how uncomfortable a conversation was, Walter made it seem like an everyday event that should be talked about with little or no pain, with a good feeling that came out of the conversation that we shared. Sometimes I get carried away when I get into that space of talking about this Canada's darkest secret. And one day Walter was in the audience, and after I was done, Walter took some time to say to me, "You got to watch this. This is hurtful." And he didn't point at my mouth; he pointed at his mouth. And he says, "Maybe when you speak publicly, you should wear your moccasins, and that'll remind you to walk softly, so you don't hurt anyone. But that was such a gentle way, right? He just said, "You got to watch this." One of the most powerful teachings that I learned from Mr. Wally L. At the end of all of this, we look at the quote and the theme of this year's conference. A quote from the late Walter Linklater. That quote is, "Try to be a good person, live a good life." And just those words alone, if we just stop and embrace that teaching, to try and be a good person, to try and lead a good life, be kind to people, have fun with your culture, embrace your culture, know who we are, know who you are, know who your spirit is. That is such an awesome, great teaching for all of us who have carried hate, we have carried anger, and it's all culminated in the theme of this conference. Try to be a good person, lead a good life. Hi.
We all have different personalities and different things going on in life. There's not one solution for everyone. But there are some general solutions. One of them is go to the sweat lodge, go to a ceremony, work from there. We have no restrictions on anyone. It's something that helps us to encourage us to do good things in life, to strengthen us holistically, mind, body, spirit, mental, emotional, physical. The elders teach us that as soon as we come into the world from the spirit world, the spirit comes from the Creator. And they also distinguished man and woman from the rest of creation by inserting a free will or mind in the human beings. We're the only part of creation that has that. And that's what gets us into trouble, is the misuse of the free will. That's the whole nature of life. Elders have to be very strong in their belief system in order to share and project that spiritual knowledge of how to do things. Then I see different ways that other people can use that way of life to help them. And then you have to sort of blend it in with the modern way of living now. But it can be done. It's there. People have to look for it. And you have to respect their decision. You can't force them. If they make their own decision, it'll be a lot healthier for them. Due to the pressure of modern living, the young, well, even the older ones, have great difficulty in sometimes adjusting to negativity. And that's the purpose of daily prayer. Before your feet hit the ground in the morning, you should be in prayer. And before you close your eyes at night, you should give a thank you prayer. Every day for the rest of your life. That'll strengthen you to overcome and cope with all the problems that life is going to deal you. Reconciliation works both ways. The non-native people have to reconcile with the fact that the history that you put First Nations through and Métis people through, you have to accept that and try not to do the same things over again. The other half of reconciliation is our own people have to recognize their own inherent spirituality. That's their reconciliation. Native spirituality is something that's not only for the First Nations people, it's for anyone that really wants to find out how it will affect their life. You just learn what is most effective for you as you go through life. There's certain rules and regulations as you go along. And if you do it to the best of your ability, a lot of life changes. The code of our spirituality is try to live a good life at all times.